Oh, I was muted. Okay. So I think I'm gonna start, even though I'm still enjoying this cookie. I changed my resolution to my ultra wide. You know, Twitch is giving me some issues. Okay, it looks fine though. Okay, it looks fine. Okay, well, let's mute myself so we don't get that echo. So I think it looks okay. On my dashboard, it was all like, oh, cool. It's nice that I get notifications in my own cast on when people interact with it on the Fediverse. I didn't know that. That was really cool. Give me 1 second. Still trying to figure out how to stream. I assume my bitrate is just low for the resolution, and that's what Twitch is complaining about. It seems fine. So we're just going to ignore that. I think YouTube is a lot better. For whatever reason, my own cast fluctuates a lot. OBS seems fine. Okay. So yeah, this is what I have been working on. Cookie. What should I show off first? I guess I could just play the game. Whoops, that's not how you navigate. Oops. So usually I'm not this bad at my own game. Might be kind of hard to tell because I've made some adjustments with things, but the better you do, the faster it goes. The worse you do, the slower the game goes. And right now you can't. I hope you guys can hear me. This is kind of a loud section of the game. But yeah, the better you do, the faster the game goes. The worse you do, the slower the game goes. So it's kind of the self-balancing game, which I thought was kind of interesting. Obviously, when your health does reach 0, you die. Just that's not implemented. But that's the core concept. Today, I can do a bunch of things. I don't know which one would be the most valuable. Kind of just wanted to show it off to the 0 people that's watching. But watch the VODs to get caught up. Yeah, so I don't know what we should get into first. So one of the problems, I hope people can hear me. I haven't streamed in a while. All my cables are messed up. There we go. Okay, I'll have OBS open just in case. Yeah, my own cast bitrate just fluctuates a lot. I don't know if that's my server. I guess I can check Linode real quick. Yeah, it's using a lot. It is using a lot of CPU. The poor thing only has 2 CPUs and it's using a lot. God, there's this bug with Owncast where it like caches your auth token, and when it expires, it just shows an unauthorized message back to the client instead of like, hey, your token's expired, can you please log in again? So I can't really check that now, but we'll assume everything is fine. If you have a terrible experience, I am streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and my own cast server, which I guess I'm pretty sure I have links to most of that in most of my profiles, but yeah. So let's see here. What do I want to work on? So recently what I worked on is I showed this to a couple friends and they were like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. Maybe I should. Or they didn't actually say it was pretty good, but like, oh yeah, nice work. And they just didn't like how jarring it felt when you increase speed. So I was like, yeah, that kind of sucks. So I don't know if it's really hard to tell, which is pretty good. But before I had it, when my friend played the demo, you would just instantly like change speed, and so like you were moving and you just went like change speed. So when we were talking about it, he had a lot of different ideas that I didn't really like care for, or didn't seem interesting to me. But one thing that I kind of thought of was like, oh, what if I just do a bullet time? I'm going to show you my cheesy implementation of that. Like, what if we have like a bullet time that like the player can like trigger, like, oh, it's getting hectic, I want to like slow down time. And so like the ship, like you move faster, as a player you move faster, but like everything else moves a little like way slower than you. So everything in general is slowed down, but the player moves a little bit faster, and like the world slowed down a little bit. That was very awkward. I didn't really like that, having me make that decision. It wasn't my favorite thing, but what I accidentally implemented was this lerp function that I didn't have before. So I think that got rid of most of the jarring problems. So this will now just lerp through yeah, so oh yeah, I did this weird function pointer stuff, whoopsies. And then I ended up having to just do a boolean anyway. It doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, we just lerp through the speed interval. So we go from whatever we are at currently to whatever we want to be, and that happens both when we increase and decrease speed. So there could be a scenario where we are increasing speed and then we increase again, or we can increase speed and then decrease, and it interrupts it and it handles it pretty well, handles it just fine. But I think that feels a lot better. And then also for a balance thing, since my friend last played it, I made these better. These were in increments of 0.25 units. It's just a speed factor. So it was every level, every like health bar level was changing everything by like by a factor of 0.25. So if you were here, if this is how much health you were in, then you were operating at 1, so a speed factor of 1, so just normal speed. And if so each of these bars has 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4. They have 4 sections in them, and so once you hit 4 things, then you go up to the next speed, which previously was 1.25 and then 1.5, and then this, and then if you got hit, you would immediately drop down to 0.75 and then 0.5. This was a very jarring range to be in, I felt. Just even after the smoothing, the interpolation, it was just a lot to handle. Like this felt way too slow and this felt extremely fast. So I changed that to be a little bit more manageable. It's this weird like 20% and then 15%, and then we mirrored that on the up, where it was the first increase is 20% and then we increased by 15%. And I implemented this new one, which is max speed. So now when your bar is full, all the way full, like it is shown here, then you're at this new max speed, which is 1.45, which is cool. And I can add like particle effects or like a trail or like whatever I want to show this, or to signify that you're going at the max speed, other than just like this. So I kind of want a little polish and surprise and delight, so like players can feel feel good about maintaining that speed, basically. So that's where I'm at. I've made a lot of weird decisions. Something that I've noticed recently is the physics. I don't really like the physics at all. We will go to the player ship. Also, how I kind of compartmentalized, I don't know if that's the right word, but how I composition, I think, is what Godot users talk about. So I made this all component based. So we have this move and collide, which is used by projectiles in the player ship and the enemy ship. And then the ship kind of just glues everything together. So we'll have like collision, we'll have move and collide, we'll have health. The player obviously has keyboard input, which might be a misnomer, because I think I use Axi, and I think I have, yeah. So I'm pretty sure this works. I'm pretty sure I mapped this out to work with, oh, I might not have done this part. But I'm pretty sure I mapped most of this out to work with a controller as well. So this should probably just be like physical input. It doesn't matter. Whatever, player input, I don't know. It doesn't matter. And so this gives this calls the parent do input, which we get an input vector based off of what the player's doing either on the keyboard or with their thumbs. And then we go to the ship. Does that work? No, of course not. Go to the ships, do input. And then we call the move and collide update velocity. So we go to the move and collide, kind of obfuscated. But so this runs full physics. So it's a full like rigid body. I thought. No, did you? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Character body. Yeah, no, there's a character body. Where's the character body? Oh, is that just the player? Yeah, okay. So yeah, so the ship is just a character body 2D. So right now I think that's overkill because I'm not really using any physics. Like I'm simulating my No, I'm not actually simulating anything. So I'm calculating my own velocity on most everything, but like I'm not doing like collision checks. Like the only thing that I want this move and collide to do is to give me overlap information. So the problem right now is that it's doing collision. So like, I don't know if it's hard to tell sometimes, and I don't notice it sometimes, but like if you hit a projectile a certain way, like the player doesn't get the overlap information, or the projectile doesn't get the overlap information, and you end up, it just like stops the player from like moving, which is not what I want. So I might work on that today where I fix the physics, but that doesn't really push the game forward. It's a bug that needs to be fixed but doesn't really need to be done right today. Some other things that I think would be nice is to give the enemies, maybe change some weapons a little bit. Like I want the spread shot to be to use the lasers projectile basically, and then have the laser use the spread shot's projectile. That might be nice. And then also, more importantly, I feel like I'm shouting over the game. More importantly, I think I want more variety. There's a lot of players. I don't know what I was trying to say there. There's just I don't want the player to have like the same weapons as as the enemies. I think that's not very interesting. It was nice for the prototype, just kind of get things going. But I think it'd be more interesting if there was different weapons. So I might work on that. I think I can quickly just swap those projectiles, like I said. Oh yeah, that's right, beam doesn't, we want laser. So laser get the spread, and then spread gets the laser. Which I called projectile apparently. Sure, I think that's, oh gosh, that's really loud. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on, let me go to those prefabs. So each of those projectiles make their own sound. So I think this one, oh, I don't want to boost it. I should rename that to laser because that is hard to find. Whoops. What did I have the other one, like -8? Okay, I think that was a pretty good progression of everything. You can kind of hear and see and feel the different levels. Gosh, my own cast server is just dying. Well, I guess I need to upgrade that. But yeah, I think that was a good scale of everything, of how I progressed. Yeah, I think this feels a little better, or it looks a little better. Okay, so other than physics, what else do I want to work on today? Also, I was thinking about, my friend thought of this, of like maybe making a charge. I'm not getting those guys. Ah, okay, there we go. So instead of the beam weapon, so I also have access to the beam weapon, just the spread shot is really good. Also, I don't like the sound effect. I made that sound effect myself in LMMS, yeah. And it's basically just a sine wave with a little variation to it, which isn't that great. That's really fast. Oh yeah, because we're at the max. But yeah, so thinking about making this a charge instead of, my friend suggested this, of instead of just making it a beam, have it like you hold it and you charge, and you have a cool charge particle effect, which I'm probably not going to create today, and then release it and then it shoots a big blast. So maybe I can work on that today. Kind of just wanted to show this off. Actually, here, this is something we could do. I'm very disorganized. I am so sorry. Oh, I already have an X11. Sick. I don't think I... OS. Oh shit. Oh, that might be disabled. Blocked by gatekeeper. Unknown source. Oh, I forgot how difficult this was. That's fine. We don't have to export. Because I want, it's not, actually I can just plop this down and, oh, I already have a zip. Oh, that's like an, ooh, is that bad? Godot, build. Okay, so this is needed for Windows. All right, I just need to make a freaking folder for this. Folder, Linux, zip. This. So what I wanted. That's fine. What I wanted to do is have people be able to play this that I'm streaming to, but I don't know. I don't know where to do that. I think I was gonna do on my Ko-Fi or Coffee page, however you pronounce that. But that requires me to set up a store, and I don't know if I want to like ask for money, because it could be. I was gonna obviously do like a pay what you want, and like the default is just free. But I don't know. I feel bad if people were like, oh, here's money for this prototype. Okay, so we have this export set up. Let's see if we can export all of the projects. Debug. And then I don't have the icon stuff, so it's going to complain. Yeah, you have to download a tool, RC Edit, which I think is kind of dumb, but that's Windows for you. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And this should just work, right? Yeah, okay, and this is just the game. With the changes, obviously, because why would it be anything else? Yeah, okay, so that was good. Still have this cookie that I'm struggling to eat. Yeah, I'll just read that. Make it a little bit bigger. Alright, so this is my GDD that I made. I made this kind of after the initial prototype. So the initial prototype was just obviously no HUD, but like you could shoot, enemies could shoot and spawn. When you got hit, the speed increased. When you killed an enemy, when you got hit, the speed decreased. The global speed decreased, and when you killed an enemy, like this global speed increased. And I don't think I had, right off the bat, I don't think I had the tiered levels. I think it was just like, did you, like, I think it just immediately dropped you down to like the next bucket, dropped you down to the lowest bucket, or dropped you up if you killed someone. Then I think I added buckets pretty quickly, and then I had different spawn points. So yeah, and then after that I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting to me. I'm going to continue to work on this. And then I made this GDD that has survived many different versions. This is the original core concept. I opened this up not to kind of talk about this, but I did kind of want to go down to more of the enemy stuff, because like here, these, I know I have these under enemies. I think down here, do I have, oh yeah, weapons. I also wanted like the static shock thing, which ended up not working very well. Or I wanted like an EMP projectile that like you would shoot, and it'd like go across the screen, and then like either after a duration or after it hit something, it would have a big explosion. So it was like a very small projectile, but if you hit, then it like exploded very well. And I was kind of lazy with the implementation, so that didn't really work out well. But yeah, right now I think what I want to work on, either in game or conceptually in my head, which is probably a terrible thing to be streaming, is I want to kind of think of new weapons. Because I think the standard laser, the spread shot, and the beam I want for the player, for sure. I might revisit this now that I'm remembering this and rereading this. I might re-implement this. To be more like, oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, I didn't write down what I was thinking. Yeah, okay, so I wanted this to be like a melee range, like conal attack. Like a little, oh, and what game does that? I can't think of what game does that. I want to say Diablo 2, but that might be wrong. But yeah, but it is basically Palpatine's like little lightning shock thing that he does from his hands. I think that's his name. I'm not that big on Star Wars. But yeah, it was going to be like a short range little thing. I might be able to just show it. It might be easier. Oh no, I deleted it. Okay. Yeah, because it was so bad. Yeah, but basically it was like a little thing that was just like, that would just cover like the players like about that size hitbox. That it would just kind of like start from the center and just grow out to about here or something like that, or I don't know, maybe a little wider. That felt awful. That was, I don't know, I didn't like that at all. And then after that, I mulled over it, and then I was like, okay, yeah, like maybe it would be more interesting to like shoot like an EMP. And I never wrote that down. So there is one enemy that I might try to work on right now. Let's see, folder, what do I want to call this? Side, sure. Is I want an enemy that will shoot on the sides. So they will shoot in both directions at the same time, every time they fire. I think that will be cool because they can be interesting, because they can kind of go down here or up here, and they can shoot, and maybe we can stagger, like have one here, 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 spawning staggered like that. And that might have the player like go up and down, and kind of like weave through things. That might be cool. And then also when they can spawn and go this way, and then it'll kind of like make it complicated on the diagonal. We could be a dick and spawn them like here, and they can just go down, and it just kind of like shoots that way. So yeah, that might be an interest. That was the first thing that I thought of. I've also been looking at a lot of other shmups to kind of see how all of their stuff does. I realized in making this game, so I've had this idea for a while, and I was like, oh, this might be cool, I want to explore that. And I realized that I hardly ever play shmups, so I've been trying to play more shoot 'em ups, more bullet hells. to kind of get more acquainted with the genre. But yeah, this is just a prototype. I kind of want to explore it further. I might move on to something different and stream it as well. But for now, I think I'm going to try to focus and get that the side ship. I need a better name for that, but yeah, just the side ship guy. Yeah, I'm worried about my own cast server. I don't know if I'll be able to do ultra wide, because like this is what I normally like develop in, is just this ultra wide stuff. Man, I don't think I have ADHD, but like a lot of the times I kind of just do and say stuff. So like this is more 2K resolution. That's basically what I was using. I had OBS basically capture from here to like down here-ish. I think maybe I didn't get the start menu. And then I obviously just moved my face over here. And so if I put anything over here, you guys couldn't see it. And I tell you all this because I think Twitch wants me to increase the bitrate for the resolution that I'm doing. Whoops, that was the wrong button. But yeah, let me not get distracted by the poor performance of the stream. He says as he's getting distracted by the poor performance of the stream. So let's, why am I sneeze? Create a new scene, 2D scene. How do I make an enemy? It has been a while. Has it been a while? Is ship? What is ship? Is it a class? Yes, okay. So I should be able to change type to ship. Yeah, boy. And then it's mad because it doesn't have anything. Oh, I wonder if I can change this now that I have kind of weapon selection. That might be nice. You know what? Actually, this is kind of dumb. Let me not make this from scratch. That's going to be not a good use of time. We're just going to duplicate the laser enemy. Side enemy. And we're going to just move this over here. And then we're going to open that. Yeah. I'll change the name. Enemy. Probably could have done that better. Weapon data, spread data. Yeah. Beam, shock. Move, health. Oh, that's gross. Because I'm going to have to add that. Ooh, okay. I'll have to refactor that later. So the problem here is that I have all this weapon data for the various weapons, obviously. But they're part of the ship. And so if I want to change these things, so like enemies just have one thing that they can do when they spawn. When I spawn them, they just do that one. What am I trying to say? They just do that one fire type. Right now they don't change, but like the player can change, right? So all the ships just have a bunch of this data. What I should be doing. And the other tricky part is that the ship, I think, has the firing logic, like how you fire a laser and a spread shot is all on the ship right now as well, which isn't terrible, I don't think, but maybe it's a problem. Maybe it's not a problem, I don't know. Yeah, it would be a lot better if this was more flexible, I think, just because it's very rigid. Like I have to, like anytime I want to add a new thing, like I have to make a new export var side data, that's weapon data. So that's kind of not the best, not my favorite. Because I would rather just tell the ship like, hey, this is what you're currently firing, and then maybe keyboard input instead of telling the ship to switch weapons. What? Oh, that's for the buttons. Yeah, we would just give it the data or something like that. Oh, I hate that. Oh, this editor. So instead of like, oh, switch to weapon 1, whatever weapon 1 is, or 2 or 3, maybe we could still do this, but like then the ship like looks up like, oh, what is weapon 1, 2, or 3? Maybe just making that a list might be better. The only problem is that it doesn't know what firing method to do, and we kind of need things that are on the ship to do that. We need like muzzle. So for side, this is going to be tricky. I guess I can just get muzzle 1, muzzle 2. Okay, so we have side data. I also forgot how I assigned the enemies a weapon. Let me look at spread. What does spread? Okay, they only have spread. Do I just have that in the path input? No. That would be weird. How do I do that? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's not my favorite. Not my favorite thing. Where's switch weapon? Okay. And then where's weapon data? Class name extends resource. I'm looking to try and figure out where the logic should be for the firing of the weapon. Duplicate, emit change. I was supposed to be done with those cookies. I was supposed to be done with those cookies before I started the stream, and here we are. So what I want, so this weapon data is a resource. I was thinking maybe have the function live in here, but I don't know if that's how resources work. I don't know if that's how resources should work. And more importantly, we need stuff from, which I guess could be passed in, right? Okay, well, for now, I'll have to think about that more. But for now, I think we're just gonna continue doing the bad stuff. Should fire. I'm literally just copying the, not spread data, side data. Fire rate divided by the speed factor. That's less than curve time, which is not in this method. Copy. Oh, maybe that might be nice to just have access to that. Okay, so what does laser do? Basically, I'm gonna copy that floppy. So I'm thinking now that, I don't know, I think I'm getting a little too obsessed with how this should be instead of just pooping out code. Yeah, so I think we just do this twice. We don't want laser data, shoot. Whoa, what button did I hit? Oh, that's right, new keyboard. Ship, yeah, okay, there we go. It's not that new. I built it in February. I guess that's new. That's kind of new. What am I doing? Side data dot projectile dot instantiate, and then also that projectile dot instantiate, yeah. And then we're gonna do p2 dot start at. Can you guess what this is gonna be called? Muzzle 2. That's right. Good job, class. Oh shit. I don't want rotation degrees. Fuck. Tree root add child p2. Yeah. So obviously there's a lot of repeat code. That's fine if you're doing different things, but I think it would be a lot more flexible if I could like kind of consolidate some of this logic. So like I obviously have multiple places that this thing can fire at the same time. And that is kind of faked up here. I guess this could also use that same logic if muzzle like 1, 2, and 3 were like at angles instead of me doing the calculations. So like it might make sense to, instead of having these hard-coded variables of the data, to have a list of data, and for the player that just indexes into what weapon is selected, and then we can have some generic logic where like instead of doing this stuffs, we would just iterate through like all muzzles, or like maybe there's more data in the side data and we just iterate through like, oh, how many projectiles are we supposed to make? Okay, we're just going to assume that specification we have muzzles for that, or that can be an assertion or a check, and we only do the amount of muzzles we have. So if someone puts in like 10 instead of 1, then we only spawn the 2 because we only have 2 muzzles or something like that. I think that would be a lot more flexible. Obviously in prototyping that took me like less than 5 minutes. I think I've spent more time explaining and thinking and hemming and hawing about what I should be doing. So I think this is fine for now, but yeah, as I start prototyping more, it might make a lot more sense to make a better system to just change things faster in the editor, instead of like, okay, I know I have to duplicate side data, and well, I guess I'd have to do that anyway, but you know what I mean. Or you don't, which is fine too, that's okay. Spread side, oh no, we don't do that way. I moved things over into here. Laser enemy. Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Let's see, side projectile. Yeah, this is also weird too. So like I don't like this, the quick load. I guess it makes sense here. Actually, no, it doesn't. Why is it only getting weapon data from weapon data? It should be getting... Anyway, I had to name these weird. Oh, what did I copy? Projectile. We're going to duplicate. I think I copied enemy. Okay, cool. Oops. All right, and then we're going to change the sprite. Oh no. No, can you like just, no, can you select it? No. I should just select it in my resources, my file system. Atlas sprites. Lasers. This is enemy, right? So we want red. Okay. What would be good? That thick boy was nice. Already using that. Oh, maybe that. Oh, wait, shit. Which one am I using? Spread. There we go. What is... Oh, that's 8. Okay. So maybe 10. Maybe 9. We'll come back. Not 11. Not 12. Oh, I think those are shadows. Oh, okay. Well, 14. Okay. What are we doing? No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do I make it thick? That seems very not great. Here, we'll just get the white parts. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, shit. I think that's where I want that, and then yeah, something like that. And then, yeah, there we go. Alrighty. That is huge. Okay, projectile done. Now back to is this the weapon data? Oh my gosh. Let's see, side weapon data. And that, so then we need the side projectile, fire rate, so 2 per second. Sure, that sounds fine. Ooh, it can be spicy. No, let's just leave it 1 for now. I haven't really balanced too much. I made it feel okay. Oh yeah, I had a bug where I think the beam, actually no, I don't think it was a bug. It was just the beam was doing an insane amount of damage. I think like every tick it was doing damage. So like it would just destroy everything and the game just was not fun. I made it so it would look at fire rate. So how that beam works, ADD, so anything that's in the collider, that small collider, just in the beam's update logic, it will just tick and do damage like every tick. So before, a tick was just every frame, so it would just do an insane amount of damage. Now a tick is respecting the fire rate, I think. So like every fire rate is how many ticks per second that the beam logic does. So yeah, fire rate. So this does 10 ticks every second. My watch reminded me to stand. I'm going to take a short break, and then I'm going to hopefully continue. Well, I'm not going to hopefully. I am going to continue doing the side enemy. Hopefully we'll get that going today pretty quick. So I'm going to take a quick break, get some water, walk a little bit, because that's healthy. See you guys in like 2 seconds. Okay, back. Let's see, code ultra wide. There we go. Okay. That was a quick break. If I was a more popular streamer, I would give people a little more time because they might have used the bathroom. But I think I only have one viewer. That isn't me. Focus. Enemy. There we go. Oh yeah, we gotta choose an enemy sprite. Which we might not have a good one. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using Kenny's asset, Jesus. Their sprite pack. Kenny, whoops. Yeah, there we go. Kenny and L. Folks assets. Let's see, what is it? Space. Oh, there's planets too. Oh wow, this is pretty cool. Oh, space kit, space shooter extension. Yeah, so I'm using the space shooter Redux right now. Yeah, I've donated to them before, or to them before. This is what I'm using currently. I guess I do have the parts. I can make a little cool something or other. Yeah, he has a bunch of stuff. There's also this, which is cool. I want to use these for like rockets, to like missiles. I think I want an enemy that like kind of comes up, that kind of just sneaks up, right, and like just places a rocket there, and then just kind of like retreats back, and then this big rocket you have to like deal with. And maybe that can also share similar logic with the player's like EMP projectile thing, where like it's obviously it's going to be bigger because it needs to be more of a threat. But like, yeah, it'll be like this big slow moving rocket, and then if it hits you, then it's like this big. I guess that doesn't matter, because if it hits you, then it doesn't matter if there's a big explosion or not. But there could be a big explosion just for spectacle. Maybe it does more damage just because it's slow, and it's like, hey, what if you just didn't hit that? And the player was like, well, I had to. It's like, yeah, bud, I know. But yeah, I don't donate to the Kenny as often as I should, but he has great stuff. I don't need to advertise for him. He's not sponsoring this because I have like 2 viewers, obviously. But he has some good Godot stuff. I actually haven't looked at these. I know that they exist, but I haven't like looked at these. That might be fun to look at. Yeah, there's tons of assets, and then tools. I haven't looked at his tools too much. These might be cool. I also haven't looked at the games. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff on their site. If you don't know, now you know. Enemies. Oh, there's something. That is not red. Is that what? Oh, I'm using purple. Okay. I was like, that does not look red. And purple's black. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like a side dude. That maybe. That guy. What am I using currently? Oh god. Okay, so it's that guy. I believe this guy, because these are the same, right? Yeah. And then not that guy. Not that guy. And then that guy for the beam. Yeah, okay. I feel like this one, because he looks like he would just have like bay doors, I guess. I'm thinking like a ship, like a boat, where they would just have like the, what do they call it? The gallows? Not the gallows, but they'd have cannons on the sides of the ship. I feel like this guy would have the space equivalent of that, and he can just shoot the thingies out. Let's just make this a box. I want this. Is that how I do it? Yeah. Oh, we don't have to be a box. We can be a pretend box. That's another thing, is I know colliders are very, very tight and shmups, and I'm making it very matching with the art, matched with the art. So that is something that I know I will change. That's nice that it also gives you like, hey, this is what this line created before you fucked with it. That's a nice feature, Godot. I don't know why. That doesn't matter at all. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Then we have muzzle. So where is that muzzle? That's gonna be here. Does that need to be rotated? Where is up? So -90. And then we're gonna duplicate. Oh, look at that, muzzle 2. See, you all thought I was crazy. And I had poor naming conventions. And here I am, muzzle 2. Who's laughing now? It's like inside, okay. Okay, and then we need to go back to the ship, right? Well, let's give it the data. Side weapon data. Boom. And then save script ship. And then I think we want muzzle dot row global rotation. He says confidently, yeah. I'm gonna do this and then make sure I change it to the 2. So honestly, everything should probably be using that. But then I'd have to go back and make sure. Yeah, global rotation should work. Yeah, it's only OwnCast that's really fucked. Jeez. Okay, well, maybe I just offer one speed instead of 2 speeds. Sorry, that was probably very confusing if you're not inside my head, but on my OwnCast server, I have like a high and a low preset for like bitrate and resolution. Where high is what OBS exports. So I have a ultra wide 2K, which is 3440 by 1440, and so I take that on my computer and I shrink it down to 2770, I think, by 1080, whatever the 1080 one is, and that's what I output to all of my broadcast services. Twitch and YouTube seem to be fine, obviously, because they're a big company, but my OwnCast, I give it that stream, and the high preset just I don't think it's passed through exactly, because I had problems with pass through, but I think it doesn't resize it. It just takes that size and then it changes the bitrate, which might be negligible. And there's also a low preset that shrinks it down even further to like the 720, whatever the ultra wide is. That one might be the 1270 or 1770 or whatever it is. But yeah, it shrinks it down to like even further to a 720 ultra wide screen. So that's what I think is taxing my server, and so the OwnCast server CPU is just thrashed, and then it can't like accept anything, because I'm looking at OBS and it'll be like 10 megabits per second, and it'll drop down to 0 for a couple seconds, and it'll shoot back up. Whereas the other two don't have that problem, the other two being YouTube and Twitch. So if you have a terrible experience on OwnCast, I am sorry. Maybe go to twitch.tv's twig white. Maybe that will be a better experience for you. Or the YouTube live stream. I don't like the YouTube live stream because it's nice because it goes back into like its own like video, but like I can't just link you to like my Twitch profile, right? Like that doesn't exist. Well, that kind of exists, but then you have to like click on the current live video right now. Anyway, let's stop teasing if this works or not, and well, I have to assign the fire function. So let me finish doing that, and then we can test to make sure I did everything correctly. Why is there 2 spaces there? That's weird. Side data, it's not equal null. Then we have to, I'm gonna not. So that's never a thing. So yeah, I think I can just set the current fire method to fire sides. Okay. And then my level is not spawning the dudes. Let me go in there. So I guess that's could be a cool thing to talk about. So there's a background animator, which just obviously animates this background. I'm going to select right. And like that's cool because it just kind of like moves everything and then it resets, and that's on an animation. It's pretty simple. But the actual level that you like traverse through, you actually don't traverse through it. It's just an animation track. And that's nice because I don't have it right now, but like I can spawn things. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Being distracted, but like I can, okay, so we'll finish this thought. So it's nice having this on an animation, and so this spawns everything, including environments, and we can speed up and slow down this track. So everything in the game world feels like it's moving faster or slower because spawns are happening either faster or slower, and the enemies are also moving faster or slower. The fire rates are faster or slower, and like everything is just kind of synced. So I really like that. However, editing like your level, like your spawn level, like it's kind of weird doing it all in an animation, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's good or not, but it's, yeah, it's special. It works for the prototype, but I don't know. I've thought about it a little bit of like what I would do to make it not suck, or probably not suck. That's pretty harsh, but to have it, let's see, what am I trying to say? To have it be more easy to edit. Oh cool, I do have a test. Oh sick. Okay, cool. So yeah, one, I'm just gonna insert the key. We're going to spawn. Another thing that I learned that I probably should do is that these are all nil, but oh, I also experienced a bug where I can't select object right away. That's because the type doesn't get set correctly. I did submit a PR for that, but someone else had an unrelated problem that ended up fixing this as well, so that's in their PR. Hopefully that'll be in 4.3. The workaround right now is to just select something else and then go back to object. Whoops, not a callable object. The other thing though is that this has 3 args. I probably don't need the first arg, I just need these 2. And then the other thing is that instead of doing this mumbo jumbo, I can go and, where's my spawner at? I can actually type these. I didn't know that. So you can just make this like a int, and then make this an object, and then make enemy data. Enemy data? Is that? That's this stuff, right? Enemy data, yeah. Okay, and that's making sure that I made this a thing. A, B, C, D, E. Why is this not in here? I should just not use this. Okay, that's class named. This is void. Yeah, so I didn't know you could do this in Godot script. Whoops, I thought everything just had to be typeless. So yeah, this probably fixes most of my problems. Oh yeah, ignore that. I've thought really hard about changing this to something else, and I was like, I kind of started doing it, and like it just, the more I thought about it, I was like, this is just worse and worse than the enemies and then the animation spawner. Actually here, now that I changed that and compiled, let me just add a new key. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It's all typed for me. Sick. So yeah, this is legacy. I definitely don't need that anymore because it's always 1. Oh no. Okay. Oh, it's easier just to go here. Okay, so side enemy there. Oh, is that object? Oh yeah, I mean, okay. What we need, I want center bottom, I think, for this one. And then in like 4 seconds, we can add another one. And then, oh, cool, one. Why is it? Oh, did I not click on? Oh, did it not auto select when I inserted the key? Did I still have the other keyframe selected for the inspector? And so when I created the new one, I didn't actually select it. That's awkward. That's gonna be top, and then do side enemy. Oh, maybe I should call that ship, like side ship. So the reason why I have all these weird names and they're kind of inconsistent is because doing the, well, they don't work with the object, but doing like the quick load, I put them in different folders, and then I was just like, it was very hard for me to like, all right, which one is the enemy laser and which one is the player laser, and like which one is like the enemy's projectile data and which one is the player's projectile data. So I had to like really read hard on all that. So yeah, I changed some of the folder structure to help alleviate that, but I think I just made things worse because I named things very inconsistently and it's not that great. I know I have spawn animator 1. I maybe expose this. I don't know. Probably will need to. Oh. Oh. That was aggressive. Okay, so that almost worked. Let me see. Yeah, oh, wait, which way is forward? Is X? No, what? Why? Look at projectile again. Direction, rotation degrees. Oh, that's right. Because I wanted their forwards to be the same, not necessarily their. So I wanted this. Oh, maybe that's not forward. Maybe that's the Y up. Okay, so I'm taking the rotation. Taking their global rotation. So this guy is rotated. Yeah, he's 90. Rotation. Can I like get a debug? How would I calculate? Would this just be 0? Is that the global rotation? So is that the one firing down? Which I think works because the side projectile is just down, right? So its forward, I believe, is just that way. Is that correct? we are going to set those to 0, and then I'm going to just print setting first to structure. Oh, I need the thing. I thought I did that. I guess I did not. Setting second to 2. Oh, oh. Oh, mother. Fucker. Oops. I messed that one up, my bad. Cool. Oh, why is it awkward? Okay, so they're both 90. Does it just appear that that one is angled because it's staggered? Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, those look like they're. Yeah, those are in the same thing. Okay, so then that means, let's see, the left one. Well, my left, right, because that's left and that's right. So right needs to be negative 90. I say confidently. Bitch. Wait, what? Second is negative 0. Oh. I forgot where I got this music. I know it was a Creative Commons music. I probably should have tracked it down. I honestly didn't think I would be showing anyone this, except for like friends. So that's my bad. I'm basically mid-journey now. Just kidding, I'm not that bad. That was a dumb joke. My one viewer liked it. I actually don't have my view count up. So the projectile. Oh yeah, so the other thing that I would like to do is just have freaking this work. Right, because this would be nice. Projectile GD. Right. Oh, when did that stop working? I thought I had a plugin for that. That's fine. We don't need colors. Rotation degrees. Oh. Oh. Wait, rotation in degrees. That's not what I'm giving it though. Has this always been broken? Oh, I did calculate rot. Oh, well, for that. But what about up here? Rotation in degrees. Oh. 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 Fuck. Okay. Well, I'm just dumb. I don't want global rotation. Well, maybe I want global rotation in degrees. Is that a thing? I want you to go to the documentation. Rotation degrees. Whoops, that's a lot of E's. Does that work? Huh. That's also kind of interesting. Oh, maybe they could also fire a different bullet forward. Because that will, because obviously the player is just going to immediately destroy this thing because they're difficult to deal with. Maybe that'll make it a little more interesting. Maybe harder enemies can add a frontal attack. That might be cool. So yeah, one of those things were correct, but it was on the wrong side. So I think now I go to my original thing of 90, negative 90, now that I'm not in frickin' radians again. Yeah, okay. So I was right, but my code was wrong. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. First time. I don't know if you saw me like move. Oops. But yeah, that was the physics. That's because I'm using rigid bodies and I shouldn't be. All I care is overlap information. I'm setting the velocity and I don't react in a meaningful way. Because the player always lives unless it's their last hit, whereas anything that hits the player, they immediately die. Or immediately get destroyed. Cool, okay. Well, that was fun. I also need to test diagonals now that let's see what I want to do. Like we could do 8. So key. I should really just get rid of that int, because that's no longer being used. Enemy. Then what was that second one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about my. We'll do bottom up. So I can just copy this and then paste it somewhere else. We'll paste it down here. Oh, that was not. That was not. That was absolutely not what I wanted. Do I just duplicate? Yeah, okay, duplicate key. Whew. That was it's not great. Okay. I want my paths to be better too. Oh yeah, back to the. Oh yeah, I was also talking about this later, and then I got super hella distracted. But the animation spawns enemies right now, right? It can also do environment, but I haven't really played too much with that, other than like, oh, it can do it. But the other thing is that like I'm just in space right now, and there's not much environment. So I would like to have like obstacles, like rocks, like asteroids and stuff that can't be destroyed. And what I was kind of thinking is like maybe the cadence of the game. I don't know how many levels I'm gonna have eventually for this game, but I kind of was thinking like, oh, you're in space, then you do a boss battle, and then once you do the boss battle, you go to a planet, and then you have this cool planet, planet environment, and then I was thinking you go into space again, potentially. That might kind of suck. And then you go to a different planet. Kind of being vague, because I don't really know, and then two, I don't want to spoil it too much, but I kind of want there to be a war going on in the lore, and you are playing one of the peoples, and I guess one of the good guys, one of the rebel forces, and then you attack. Well, not attack, but you're set out to fight the enemies, the bad people. And they inhabit a different planet, and so that's why you're going to them, and they're trying to stop reinforcements, and then you go to the planet and you mess their day up, and then different things happen that I'm not too sure of, but yeah. So yeah, that's where to close that thought that I had when I was explaining this animation stuff. Yeah, we can spawn the environment, but I don't know if that's gonna be how we do things all the time or not. Yeah, not sure. Oh, that's kind of weird. Whoop. Yeah, I like that. That's neat. All right. Well, I didn't get too much done today, but yeah, I definitely made progress. I have actually a lot to think about. I kind of just wanted to stream because I haven't done it in a while, and I haven't done any game dev stuff. I've just been doing that AI stuff. But yeah, I hope that was entertaining for you. I think offline I'm going to do some more research on various different shmups and get a feel for how they work. And yeah, then I'll probably write some more game designy stuff so I can implement those later, and I'll be a lot hopefully that'll cause me to be a little more focused next time on what I'm actually doing, and instead of just kind of describing stuff. But I hope you enjoyed my little stream. Interact with the website if you enjoyed it, or if you didn't enjoy it, then you're probably not watching anymore. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.